Well, we've got one person in. Oh, 5. Hello. I figured since I just did a big grocery run, well, big-ish, and that I'm going to be doing kind of meal prepping for the next few days, and potentially probably a little sweet treat because it's peach season, and I was looking up some recipes and some things that I could make with peaches that would be easy to share to bring to the office. So I got myself a bunch of peaches. Hello, Zachary. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just doing my refill here of my steel cut oats. There we go. But I want to do like a proper meal prep where I actually like put things in containers too and pre-portion them, because every night I basically weigh everything out. Hello? Why aren't you? There we go. Portion out ground beef, and then I'm also going to cook all of the chicken in the air fryer as well, because the chicken, I tend to go through it pretty quickly, whereas the ground beef, I would say, I guess it's for dinner, so I can always just like pull it out the day before from the freezer and go ahead and cook it the next day. So that's not a problem. Chicken, it's more annoying, in my opinion. And I feel like it's more versatile. So, okay. What I like to set up, because you guys, my gimbal is usually sitting in the garbage or on top of the garbage. So I'm gonna get myself a little garbage over here. Okay, rice first. Where's my rice? Some containers. So I went to the gym today. I did, hello, Susie. So my schedule is a little weird where sometimes I have Mondays off. So yes, I'm prepping. Where's the cup for it? Oh, here it is. So I'm gonna make, I think, 2 cups. Is that gonna be enough? I think I'll make 3 because I also have rice for dinner a lot of the time. And I kind of want to see, should I do more? Should I do 4? Should I go like crazy on rice? No, I won't do that because I already have some rice ready. Okay, like this. But what I also want to do is these containers that I got from the dollar store, I want to get a bunch of them. I was hoping that I could find one that was this style that was tall enough to put pasta, but I didn't, so that's okay. I'll figure it out, but I want to get more so I can put like brown sugar, flour, just regular sugar, and everything that I use on a regular basis, because right now everything's in a container like this. Hello, Chantal. All right. What's up here? So I basically just wash it directly in this little pot here. I'm so glad my mic is not giving me problems anymore. Yo, Alex. Okay, so rice first, then I'll do sweet potatoes in the air fryer, then I'll do chicken in the air fryer, and then I'll do the ground beef in a pan. That's the game plan. I'm also gonna wash the raspberries, wash the cucumbers, get everything ready so that I'm just grab and go for the week, you know? And then after that, because I go to the office now pretty regularly, I'll be able to share my treats. So I'm gonna be making, I won't say it yet. You guys will find out. You gotta stay tuned. Wait. Okay. And I gotta put this on a flat surface, but you know what? I'm gonna put it on top of the stove. But, ooh. Okay, on a cutting board because I don't want it to take up my precious counter space. So like this. There we go. There we go. Cute. Okay. Gotta stay hydrated. Wow. Got a lot of you here, even though it's like mid-afternoon Monday, I guess. 3:01. Okay, so scrubberoonie, sweet potato, because I like to keep the skin on for extra fiber, and because I simply cannot be bothered to peel it. So we've got 2-in-1 here, double whammy. This cutting board. Meat, I will put it in the fridge for now. And, okay. I should have gotten more. What is going on here? I gotta figure out my situation here. Okay, got this, we got this. Some rice. I gotta figure out how much rice I have. I have some ground beef left that I'm gonna have for dinner. This. Okay, we're also gonna do like a fridge inventory. Okay. All right. Receipt, Garbaggio, this Risset. Okay, we're set. So as I said, I keep the skin on because extra fiber and because I can't be bothered to peel. So what I've been basically eating for lunch is chicken, rice, cucumber, and tzatziki. For breakfast, my little yogurt bowl, and I bring it to the office. I do the same breakfast every single morning. It's easy, it's delicious, and I try to get as much protein and fiber as possible. And the last times I made sweet potato, I actually sliced it like in like thin kind of rounds, and it took up so much space and took so long to cook that I was like, what? Big mistake. So this time, I think I'm gonna do like, I don't know, 1 centimeter like cubes, kind of like this size. That works. Okay. Put it in a thick bowl. Yes, I try to get about 150 grams of protein per day and at least 25 grams of fiber, which is really the minimum considering like I'm taking protein and creatine. I gotta really drink enough water and eat enough fiber. This. Okay, I met up with my aunt yesterday and cried. My aunt has been very, very like instrumental and very like important in my life in helping me figure out like my career path. And I've had quite a few like different jobs. And at this point in my life, like with what's happened at work, we've kind of, I just listened to her advice because she's been right and she knows me, and I tell her that she has the wrinkliest brain, and this is not the same aunt that got me Stella. So I have two very supportive aunts. But yeah, I tell her that she has like the most wrinkly brain because she just has this like fascinating understanding and knowledge about so many freaking things. And so when it comes to like figuring out my career, she wants to do it in a way that's going to really align with like who I am and my values and the kind of life that I want. But it was a pretty triggering conversation because at this point in my life, I feel very like defeated, deflated, exhausted, kind of hopeless, thinking about where I'm going in life, what job, like, and because I have so many different experiences, I haven't really like spent a lot of time in one single place enough to like gain a bunch of seniority and experience. And and become kind of like a subject matter expert. Like I'm kind of all over the place. And so these conversations are very triggering to me because I feel like I feel like I failed because like I just don't feel like I have the level of intelligence, or like I feel stupid. I literally feel stupid. So yeah, so I ended up crying, and she's like, oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm like, honestly, everything makes me cry nowadays. So kind of having a crash out. It's essential. It is essential, and having a support system 100%. And I'm waiting to be assigned. I volunteered for a Big Brother Big Sister, and I've passed all of the training and the background checks, and I'm just waiting to be assigned like a little. And yeah, understanding how important having like really supportive people in your life, and the people who are pillars and who are going to be there for you, is part of the reason why I wanted to do this, but also because I really could have used a big sister growing up in that kind of capacity. And it's someone that like actively wants to be in your life and wants to support you. And honestly, like just having an impact on one person, one like younger girl who's like trying to figure out her life and who is growing up in a, you know, maybe with a broken family, and who knows, but I think that will be really healing, because, you know, the things that she's going through or whatever is like not a mirror of me, but might kind of put my life into perspective and the things that matter to me, and, you know. So in the meantime, what I'm focusing on, and my therapist was like, okay, we gotta like get your nervous system to be like, we gotta regulate it, because obviously I still have to like go to work and do my thing. But yeah, I am going through a bit of a rougher patch at the moment. But I keep going to the gym. I keep eating healthy. I keep trying to have hope. But this morning was really good at the gym. My favorite gym. It's so funny because I was telling Nico the kinds of exercises that I'm doing, and I was like, oh, I don't like that I have a lot of muscle here. And I was telling him how I was doing, like, you know, when the bench is like inclined like this and you're lifting like this, and he's like, that's like for the front here. And I was like, oh no. So I'm doing a bunch of exercises that like make a muscle that I don't like bigger. So I kind of changed things around, and I'm doing more of that, you know, the cable thing, because I really like the look of like kind of a shoulder that protrudes a little bit like this, because it makes your arm look slimmer. So anyway, I was doing that, but it was a really good session. It's upper push. And whenever I do like an upper day, I do tend to go a little bit harder on the core, because it's not as tiring as leg days. So there we go. That was a lot quicker than whatever frig I was doing last time. Okay. So that's 2 sweet potatoes. So I typically use 1 teaspoon of oil per sweet potato, because again, yeah, girls trying to have abs and stay lean. So 1, you really like in the air fryer, you still gotta do oil. I've tried without, and it just like the heat doesn't distribute on the surface of the food well enough. So you just end up with like, I don't know, it just cooks really weird. So I have tried. So I'm doing oregano. For my sweet potatoes, I do oregano, salt, and pepper. And what I do is like when it's a meal that I've not really had before, I basically just ask like ChatGPT to give me proportions. Like, okay, I want to maximize. I literally say this. So I list what I have. I'm like, I have chicken breast, I have sweet potato, I have rice, I have extra lean ground beef, I have cucumber, I have steamed veggies, I have like spinach. Can you give me some meals that maximize protein and fiber while keeping it under like 550 calories? And then it gives me the weight of each. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 2 meals. 2 meals that are chicken and 2 meals that are beef. Maybe? Or maybe I'll do all, I don't know. Hi, Leo. All right, so just mixing, mixing, mixing. I'll just bring the, and it's also laundry day. Laundry, I like to do it during the week because it's not as busy, even though like I'm always surprised. Laundry room is typically quite available despite only having, you know, a couple of machines. Alrighty, yeah, this works a lot better than whatever I was doing before. Because basically I was just doing like a million batches of sweet potato because they were sliced so thin. But this is gonna go a lot faster. So I typically start it at like 380. I cook it for like 12, 13, maybe 15 minutes at 380. And then after I kind of shake it up and then I blast it at 400 to like crisp it up a little bit. I find if I start at 400, it kind of just dries it up really quick and it just doesn't cook as well. So that's been my method. So, oh, and my laundry's done. So, we're gonna do 15 minutes and I'm actually gonna do 16 because I didn't do a preheat first. And I'm actually gonna go get my laundry real quick. Sorry. It just rang. So I'm gonna run downstairs, get my laundry. In the meantime, I don't know, talk amongst yourselves. I'm just gonna mute it because I have to run downstairs. I'm back. And I wanted to show you my little laundry backpack. I got it on Amazon and it's so useful because I go downstairs, right? So, oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And as I was climbing the stairs, and I was like, wait, like, I want to show my gratitude to you guys as well, because, you know, the importance of having like a support system and like just people who are supportive in your life. And like, you guys are that too, because you're so generous with your time, with your comments, with your engagement, with your support. So thank you, because this really does pick me up a little bit, like my mood. I'm always happy to chat with you guys and to, you know, share the chaos in the kitchen. Like I could have just meal prepped without doing a live, but it's so much more enjoyable when I can do it having an audience and just talking. So got the rice, got the sweet potato, and prep the chicken now. Yes, prep the chicken. Now the difficulty with chicken is cooking in a way that it doesn't dry out, especially like if you're gonna be eating it leftovers. Fresh chicken's obviously so much better. But in order to cook it evenly so that like you don't have the outside drying out before the inside is properly cooked, is that I just cut it in half, or I cut it in smaller pieces that are more even size. So like these kind of like dangly bits, I tend to just cut it off, and then I try to get the tendons, like the fatty bits, off as well. This tendon really bothers me, and I feel like if I had like a sharper knife, I could really like easily get it out. Alas. There we go. Okay. Like this. So first, yeah, all of these little like bloody bits and not so cute parts. And that's like part of how I also like choose the chicken that I buy. I look for the ones that are like less gnarly. Like this. I take this off. This. Okay. And I even separate, like there's kind of this part that's kind of a separate here. So I separate that too. And it's especially helpful because I do weigh out my food. So getting out like 150 grams when you have like smaller bits too is much easier. So I've got this bit. And then with this last part, again, I get like weird ass parts off. Got it pretty clean. It just improves the experience of eating it. So I've got this breast, and I'm going to slice it, because this part is so thick, slicing it horizontally. And then what I actually try to do when I'm cooking it in the pan is that this thicker part is going to be in the middle of the pan, and this is on the outside. That's everything that I do to like try to cook it. This is a really nice, even, thin piece. So, once again, chopperoonie this little piece. It's dangling off. Ugh. This piece again. Chopperoonie. This one's weird because it's like a triangle. That's okay. I'll just make sure to cook it long enough. Once again, we're going in. There we go. Hello, Carl. I do eat ground meat. So the other thing I'll be prepping today is extra lean ground beef. So, and actually, because I have like low iron, my doctor prescribed 1 steak per week, and I was like, in this economy? But also ever since I had beef from Argentina, I'm kind of like, other than like utility ground beef, I'm not super interested in eating beef from here. And that's another thing that I was telling my aunt about, like me experimenting to see if I can get like food to taste as good as it does elsewhere. And she's like, categorically no. She's like, there's a bunch of research that shows, like, you know, the water that, like, for example, the water that the cows are drinking, what they're eating, if they're grass fed, there's so many variables that like we do not recreate here. And I was like, well, that's depressing. So I was like, wow, see, she knows so much about everything. I was like, well, I was hopeful and now I'm not. So our food just is garbage here, and that's just how it is. I keep seeing, you know what? I saw a pint of ice cream. I can't remember the brand. It was peanut butter and pretzel. I was like, okay, well, you guys need to calm down. This, I don't think it was like Ben & Jerry's or anything like that, or Haagen-Dazs. I can't remember. It wasn't like, I took a picture of it. So I'll post it. Like, this is gonna be a lot. Okay, so I said I wasn't gonna freeze some, but I am. I am gonna freeze some because that's a lot of chicken. But before I freeze it, I'm gonna cut it. Oh, Carl, I didn't get the new job. That's why I'm very upset. Okay, so sorry, correction. I did get the new job, but my current team is understaffed, so they said they wouldn't release me for it. So that's the update. Yeah, but if I'm gonna get cheap steak, I might as well just eat ground beef. Like, if I want a steak to enjoy, because it is cheap, but it tastes not so great. So ground beef, at least I'm getting it. And okay, wait, I said I was gonna freeze this. And also, the Chinese supermarket is the closest one to me would be on, like, I guess Stockyards or Spadina, which is a trek. So ground beef it is for now, and when I go to Argentina, I feast. I feast. Okay, this. Okay, so these two I will put in a Tupperware. Oh no. Not this one, but one of these. Okay. Boom. Over here. This is got a Baggio. And I'm gonna put this over here on the floor. And now I'm gonna wash my hands because my air fryer is ready to put on another, like, maybe 10 minutes. Dry fish or veal? Well, I want to keep it simple. Potato salad, because it requires a lot of, I'm gonna turn this another 10 minutes at 400. Yeah, potato salad. I did have a nice recipe that I actually posted on here, where I use light mayo and Greek yogurt instead of like regular mayo. But because I like to weigh my food and calculate like all of my macros and calories, the more complex the food is, like salads, I start having to like count all of the components, and I can ask ChatGPT to do like, I basically tell it, oh, I used this much of this, this much of this, this much of this, and I have it calculate like the weight and the portion, the serving sizes for each. But again, like those are things that I save for like when I have like dinner with friends or Nico, whoever, when I'm like doing a dinner on a weekend. But for very much trying to get, like I'm basically trying to get all the protein, all the fiber in a reasonable format to bring to the office. I even stopped, like I used to make, my first live was making protein pancakes, and I stopped doing that because I was like, I can literally just eat a deconstructed version of that has more protein, because now I just have a yogurt bowl and it has more protein, and I don't have to go through the process of making the protein pancake. So I also have tuna. That's like a quick like tuna salad option that I might actually prep some. I only have 1 can of tuna because when I did the groceries earlier, my bag was really heavy because I had like the chicken breast and a ground beef and everything. So I was like, I'm not gonna start getting canned tuna. That's the other thing. I have to like think about my grocery trips in terms of the weight of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna combine. My friends gave me a bunch of French butter, and I'm going to put it all in one bag. And there we go. Sometimes I do frozen fish, but I look for very, very simple. Brown muffins are good. I know, but then that means I have to make muffins, and I have to calculate all the macros and all of the. Again, that's like a complicated. I'm looking for quick, easy, and that's why I like egg whites, fat-free Greek yogurt, chicken breast. Yeah. So, and that's why I like to like bake fun things on the channel, because that's where I get to enjoy. Like my everyday cooking is not for fun, but this channel cooking is, and that's why I'm kind of happy that I have an office now to bring. I had one before, and I did bring a couple things, but I'm thinking I have to get a cake carrier, because if I'm taking the TTC in the morning with a 10-pound cake, I gotta have some kind of way that's not a box. So yeah, cake carrier is gonna be a thing. Alrighty, washing my, and the reason why I'm so adamant on having raspberries is because it's so easy to get so much fiber. I think they have 10 grams of fiber per 100 grams. So that's why I choose raspberries over blueberries or other options I'll still have. So this I'll do 3 teaspoons because quite a lot of chicken. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to do 2. There we go. For chicken, as usual, and unfortunately, I bought chili powder that I really don't like the taste of, so I am not doing my chili powder right now. I'm just doing onion powder, garlic powder, and then salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. So I will be making a baked good after all of this meal prepping. So what I'll do is I'll do all of this. We'll do a kitchen reset, so we're ready to do the baking, and then we will proceed with the the baking that's going to be happening. It's a lot. It's a lot of kitchen on this Monday, but it's good. No, actually, studies showed that trying to clean the chicken, well, cooking it eliminates the bacteria. And if you try to clean it, you're actually spreading the bacteria all over your kitchen. I actually watched a video on that not too long ago. But cooking the chicken is the most important. As long as you get it to 165 Fahrenheit, you are good. But yeah, they did. They were showing a kitchen, the same kitchen where someone was washing the chicken and someone was not, and comparing, like, using, I guess, I don't know if it was a black light or UV or whatever. It's the same, but to show like how far all the chicken juice and bits had spread around the kitchen when they tried to clean it but again, the cooking part is what is going to get rid of the bacteria. Chili powder forecast. Blueberries, yes, they're not as high in fiber, and I almost bought, because they're on sale right now and they're in season, and it was a big, but I was like, unless I thought about making like blueberry cheesecake bars, but the cream cheese is so expensive that I was like, I think they're gonna be like peach crumble bars. I love burgers. Okay, this will be set aside until the air fryer becomes available. Putting this over here, putting this over here. And I'm gonna move this. This is cooking. I want to move this a little bit further because I'm going to be using this element here for the ground beef. Now, great, this thing falls all the time. The ground beef, I typically eat 120 grams at a time. So, knowing this, 340, oh my gosh, I can't do math. 460, no, 360, wait. 100 times 3 is 300, 3 times 20, okay, 360. So I'm gonna make 360 grams. And the rest I'm gonna freeze. So where is my scale? Yeah, I watch a lot of like, Adam Ragusea is someone that does a lot of like looking into like cooking and baking myths and all kinds of things. He went into the whole like whether or not you should wash your rice, and he basically said, all right, 10 minutes left on this, 360 we're doing. He basically said like for like a modern grocery store rice, what you're doing by washing it is just removing the starch so that it's not as sticky. But some people straight up do not wash it, so it's not a question of, like, you're not gonna, maybe some of the debris or whatever, but I do wash my rice because I don't want it to be, like, super, super sticky. But you don't have to. So, he also, I think a lot of us, like, are under the impression that the best surface for making pastries, like, for example, croissants, to keep the butter, like, cold is marble. And he was like, no, because marble is like, I guess, conducts really well. And so what happens is, like, if you put an ice cube on a wooden cutting board or an ice cube on a marble countertop, the ice cube will melt faster on the marble countertop than it will in wood, because wood is a good insulator. So all of these things that I was like, amazing. I can make croissants on my little like wooden IKEA countertop thing. So yeah, that is something that I want to do, but croissants take like 3 days. There we go. All right. These are going in the freezer. I didn't measure these out. I'll figure it out. I should have, but that's the chaos. There we go. So these are going in the freezer. Perfect. It's gonna go over here with the rest of the chicken. Oh, and I believe I think they're ready, but this is the best way. What am I making? What am I not making? I'm making everything. So I'm making white rice, sweet potatoes, chicken, ground beef, and then after I'll be making a little sweet treat. So how to tell if your sweet potato is ready? Taste it. I usually pick like a really big piece. No, not. Ugh. Another like maybe 10 minutes. All right. In the rain, no. Yeah, Cynthia. It does because I eat it pretty quickly. Like I eat 150 grams of chicken for lunch and then I eat 120 grams. So for the ground beef, I made sure to have just enough. The raspberries, these I literally get through this in 2 days. In fact, like I could finish this in like 5 seconds. The rice, because I have it for lunch and dinner. And yeah, no, everything gets eaten really quickly. And yes, there will be a peach concoction after. So let's do the ground beef. Ground beef. Make it in my cast. That's a lie. The reason why I'm not going to use my cast iron is because I'm going to be using this for the peach thing I'm going to be doing later. So I will use my stainless steel. Alrighty. And I don't use any oil because it's got, even extra lean ground beef has enough fat. Longer than 2 days? I mean, this rice I'm going to be eating for lunch and dinner for the next 2 days. So it's highly likely that it'll be done. But if it's not, I mean, I just smell it. In the food that you eat yourself, would you have to? I have no idea, Carl. Someone else who's, I don't think there's a specific, it's like, eat however much you feel like bacteria. Well, I guess I'll be the experiment. Let me do this as well. Okay. This is heating up. So for this, we're gonna do garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, and I'm gonna put a little bit of the chili powder, even though like I'm not a huge fan of it. Let's give it a little bit more color. There we go. I mean, yeah, as long as like there's no visible mold and it smells like, as soon as like the second it smells weird, it's out. But I can typically get quite a few, especially like I find in my fridge the rice just dries out. So I feel like a dry environment is not really good for bacteria. But no, I have had it happen where like my brown rice was moldy. Brown rice, okay, so brown rice does get moldy real fast. But I know like what I'll be using these for. And again, like the rice, day 3, I'm almost gonna be done. Okay, I'm gonna let this brown a little bit on one side. Ooh, it's smelling really good. Quality assurance. No, of course, no, Cynthia, of course. Like, There's guidelines for a reason, is to keep people safe and to be like extra careful. Of course, if you have a restaurant or things like that, like that's when things start to become like very, you have to be extra careful for sure. I do not have any tattoos, no. I think it's like more rare for people to not have tattoos. Then I don't know, like nowadays I feel like everyone has them. But they're so expensive, and also like I don't know what I would get. Let me turn this up a little bit. So even like there's a difference between expiry date and Best By. Best By, it's like, well, it's best if consumed before, like literally milk. So milk, the reason why, and this is like budget girl, the reason why I put my milk first before I put my coffee is because my milk goes bad because I'm just one person. So I try to have it, and I find actually there is a purpose to getting like ultra filtered protein. This one lasts longer and it's higher protein. But yeah, I will put my milk in first so that I can tell, and I always smell it. It smells like cow. There we go. Because, yeah. It won't be a cookie, but I did think about doing a cookie. It's gonna be because I wanted it to be a little bit more elevated. Like, yes, my cookies can be like gourmet, but I wanted it to be really nice, especially since like peaches are in season. As I was walking to the grocery store, there's always like these like strange people sitting on the benches, and there was this man. This old man was a very, very, very raspy, like, sounded like he had a lot of loogie in his throat. And as I walked by, he's like, "You are so beautiful to me." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm just going to buy raspberries." Kind of a peach cookie. I'm going to be making, like, peach crumble bars. And he sang that both times as I left and as I went back. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea, Chantel. And to like not get the thing that's on the front, because their job is to put the thing that's like expiring first. Ooh, the rice is ready. So with the rice, what I want to do is actually unplug it because I don't want to keep it warm. I actually want to cool it down. Woo! She's cute. Perfect rice every time. Love it. I've been using it so much. This morning I used it to make my steel cut oats. Last night I used it to make a bunch of brown rice for Nico. I'm just like, because it's just so easy. It's easy to clean. Everything is just amazing. I'm obsessed. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Now, I don't know. So this one, let's say I wanted to make my steel cut oats for breakfast. I would set it basically to say start cooking, or you tell it when you want it to be ready. So you set it like 8 hours or whatever ahead. So you have to calculate based on what time it is now. Alrighty. So that. Yes, I will be making them on this live, Cynthia. This is going to be a mega live. Find a lot of interesting characters walking on the streets of Toronto. Definitely. You have milk in the morning with your breakfast cereal. That's about the only time of the day you drink, and the rest is all water during lunch and dinner. I basically add milk to my coffee. I add milk to my oats. I add milk like when I have my little like protein yogurt bowl. So I have it like scattered throughout the day. Tattoos are something you really need to think about. I got one not too long ago, my birth year in Roman numerals, and I love that one. But I got another one on top of it with a Scorpio constellation. Oh, and you don't like it. Went to a farm once and watched how butter was made. It was very interesting. Ooh. Nico, right now I'll use brown rice, yeah. This one is a cuckoo. Cuckoo. Mr. Gouda's rice. Okay. I'm sure I've seen it. I just, I'll look out for it. But you said it's parboiled, right, Chantel? Yeah, I think the sweet potatoes are now ready. Yeah. Ah! Okay, this was the ground beef. So now I'm going to put these in containers also. I'm going to put it in the next batch. And when I got my air fryer, I made sure that I got one that had like the dual, because sometimes I want to cook different things. And you can set it to like finish at the same time, whatever it is that you're cooking. The unfortunate thing about sweet potato is like it cooks down so much to like nothing. There we go. There, okay. Put in the last batch and then the chicken's gonna go in. Oh, we are having a day where I'm doing like, I went to the gym, I did laundry. All right, next batch. Meal prepping. There we go. All right. Right, we're gonna do the right side only. I'm gonna do 380. 15 minutes. Alrighty. Great. Oh, you just shake it up. I heard of, my aunt yesterday was telling me if I was gonna do like, there's people who run and they put like cream in their backpack when they run and it makes butter. I was like, no. Is there thunder and lightning? I don't know if I've got my AC running, so I'm not really hearing it. All right, this is done. This I'm gonna put away just for now. Actually, I'm lying. Because I said I wanna like pre-portion some lunch. So, we'll start with this one. Grams. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna ask. And the thing is, I have to figure out the kind of vegetable that I'm gonna have on the side. I guess it can be cucumbers, but I haven't thought of it. And 215. Okay. It's kind of foiled my plan, but so I basically asked. I was like, I want ground beef and sweet potato for less than 450 calories, and it said 150 grams of ground beef and how much sweet potato did it say? That's okay, because I just need 2 portions basically. 215 grams of baked sweet potato. That's a lot. No, I don't want that. Hold on. Okay, perfect. 150, 190, and 20. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit less because what I want to eat with this, I guess I could do spinach. The veggie part is always the part that gets me. Oh, peas, I don't know, but I want to have tzatziki with it. So let me just, I'm going to do 130. Yes, I will. 130 because, no, you know what? I'm going to do 120 like I said. Thing is, I weighed it not cooked. I'm going to do 180 of sweet potato because I always have, there we go. I always have like an afternoon snack that's like cottage cheese. So I'll pick up the protein there. I'm gonna have tzatziki with this, and now I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't want cucumber. Nah, I'm not feeling the cucumber vibe with this. Oh, that sounds delicious, Cynthia. I have frozen veggies. It's just that now, like, I guess I'll like cook them and put them in here. No, I won't do that just yet. I might just do the cucumbers, honestly, it'll be easier, but these have more fiber. I could just do steamed broccoli or something. So what I'm gonna do first is, because I do have rice left over and I wanna make sure that I consolidate before I like make a new batch, because I wanna use this one first. You see? If they're not immediately smelling like rice, they're gone. This one's fine. This one's not. Okay. This one actually I'm gonna eat today because I have ground beef left. Okay, perfect. That works. So this, and then I'm gonna do, so basically this is what, 120, 180, right? That's what I said. I gotta remember that. Whatever. Doesn't have to be insanely precise either. Okay, now this one. Remember when I said that I measured out? Oh my God, I literally just have 2 portions. That's crazy. It really cooks down. Wild. Okay. Okay, that's a bit less. But that's fine, that works. I think it's gonna be lunches. 2 lunches that are gonna be ground beef, sweet potato. 2 lunches are gonna be the chicken and the rice. And then for dinner, because I'm home, although I could prep it. That's the thing. Okay, this is where the chaos and the me being realistic. You know, normally people who like do meal prep videos and stuff, they have like 7 trillion Tupperware that are all identical and they portion everything out. I don't have that much time for Tupperware. So as much as I would like to like prep everything, that's ideal. I might do that like in pre-portion. So I'm pre-portioning. Basically, this is 120 grams of ground beef and 180 grams of sweet potato on both, so I know exactly the quantities, and then I just have to add like a veggie. And then I'm going to do the same for the chicken and the rice because I always have the same proportion. So I have 150 grams of chicken and then 120 grams of rice. And then I can just add whatever I want. For this, I already know that I'm going to do 2 mini cucumber and I'm going to do tzatziki. So we can do that. We can measure out those ones. That's 73 grams. 116. 127. All right, that's about it. That 20, and then oh no, I didn't tear. So yeah, I want to have like approximates ready. Ooh, that's a lot more. There we go. Okay. And then the chicken. Chicken. I could do it in this pan here, but I kind of want to. No, I'm going to do it in the air fryer. So I'm going to move this over here for now, just to let it cool before I put it in the fridge. Same thing with this because the chicken's not going to be ready for a while. All right, sweet potato. Right, and then I want to turn it up. And I'm going to put it for another like 15 minutes or something. Okay, perfect. Okay. So the rest of the rice, I kind of use this for the sweet potato, so I'll just put the rest of the rice in here. I don't want to use a metal spoon, so I'm really trying to be mindful of like protecting the coating that's in this rice cooker, so I'm going to use a spatula. Okay. And sometimes Nico will come for dinner, so it's nice, like, or I could just drop off food at his if I have extra. So food very rarely goes to waste. I really do not like wasting food. This. Oh my goodness. Ah! Determined to make it fit in this one Tupperware. There we go. Okay. Boom. Over here. Perfect. No, healthy. Lots of fiber. Okay. Just chicken pending over here. Just waiting. Waiting for the, I could start it now, but I just want to be done with the sweet potato. So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to wash all of my cucumber because I just want it to be ready. It's fun when you have everything ready. And you just take it out. I think I might just like put them in a Ziploc bag and then bring it with tzatziki. So I'll just like there we go. Fits perfectly. Welcome back, Chantal. Did you make it on the bus? Did you get rained on or did you have an umbrella with you? Alrighty. Cucumber, water, fridge. Okay. Also have, which I am going to, actually I know what I'm going to do because I need room temperature eggs for the next recipe. So, ooh, I have an idea for tonight actually for rice because I have leftover the tomato from the curry. So I might make some kind of like tomato rice concoction of some kind. I'm not really sure. It's gonna go in here. I'm just like snacking on the raspberries. Huh? Ooh. So the cucumbers are washed. Another thing that I can do is I can actually pre-portion my yogurt. But the other thing with that, again, is that, okay, I'm gonna use this one. This is my favorite little bowl for my yogurt because it fits just right. Yogurt, I think it'll fit in here. I doubt, this would be way too small, so do I have anything else? No. Well, that's a lie. I do have this. Okay. So we're doing this. And it also helps me have an idea of like how much I need to buy, because if I see that I'm out of it, so I portion it. Okay, perfect. Do I have more? I really go through a freaking crap ton of yogurt. Holy. I felt like I bought like 3 containers recently and I'm already out, so. Or almost out. Oh, you got soaked. Alrighty. Okay. These tubs, like my grocery store, I swear they're always out of yogurt. And these like 1 kilogram tubs, impossible. I very rarely see them in the store. They're always out. Even like the regular like 750 kilogram ones, it's whack. Like it's crazy. I have a feeling there's a bunch of like gym bros that live in the buildings nearby and they just do a bunch of Instacart and just get tubs and tubs of yogurt. That's my theory. That or like people are just going crazy for protein recently. So, I mean, as much as I eat, I can imagine other people are eating the same. Alrighty. Perfect. Okay. It's my yogurt portioned out, so I could just grab and go. Okay. Okay, this is good because what I did is I also portioned out my oats. So I'm gonna do boom, boom. And then where's my other oats? Here. So that's ready. This is one breakfast. This is another breakfast. The only thing that I have to portion out is like my PB2 powder. But again, I don't have that many little containers for that, so. All right, like this. Okay. Because the Freshco is 2 subway rides away. And I have a No Frills near me, so. I just walked there. I'm gonna put the raspberries away before I eat them all. LOL. But I think storing them in kind of a flat container like this helps them not get squished and like, I don't know. Okay, there we go. recycling. Okay. Okay. So, the last thing is the last batch of sweet potato and the chicken. So we're gonna start doing a kitchen reset. Because once I've prepared my lunches for tomorrow and put everything away, we're gonna be ready to move on to the desserts. Recycling. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this over here so that my dishes can actually dry on my kitchen table. This. Perfect. Okay, that works. Okay. Oh my gosh, we've got quite a few people watching. Yes, I wonder how many like new people pop by here and you know how Ken says, you know, if you're new here, this is my channel, I do walking videos, live streams, surprise premieres. He has his little spiel. I'm like, if you're new here, I don't even know what's going on, so join us to figure it out together. This channel is all about food. All about food. All about food in a relatable way where I don't have a fancy kitchen. I don't have anything fancy. I eat pretty boring most of the time. But I like to have fun on the channel. What am I doing? I have to put this little... Ah! Alrighty, so this goes in here. Oh, immediate relief. Oh my gosh, destroy. Destroyed the kitchen. Alright, this is here. This, woo! Put it back over here. Oh, we love that. Immediate relief. Okay. Yeah, food chaos, gym, a lot of content about like protein, fiber, but like really simple. I find there's so many people on YouTube, like people in Toronto on YouTube who live in those like those newer condos downtown with like views of the CN Tower. And I am very much not in an apartment like that. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit refreshing. And Ken's, yeah, I was at the end of the video. I saw the premiere because he was filming that right before we went on the ice cream stream. You can see the tower. They can, but you know what? Their apartments are very small for the most part. Nico's old place had a view of the tower. was small in the corner, but it was there. Alrighty, bada bing, bada boom. Last batch of sweet potato. Now we're putting in the chicken. I'm gonna use these here. No, I'm not. All right, off we go. So, as I discovered, well, now actually, this is good because I've got a lamp over here. I'm still talking to you guys, you can't see me, but I'm putting the chicken in the air fryer. So, last time I didn't have the air fryer preheated, this time I do. So, I'm going to do, I'll reattempt the 6 minutes per side and see what it gives us. For lunch, I actually had chicken, rice, a little bit of salad left over, some cucumber. Alrighty, 6 minutes per side. And we're doing 400. Bada bing, bada boom, blast it. All right, let's go. So now that those are, okay, those are, get this, and then what's the other one? The other Tupperware, it's this one, I think. Okay, so yeah, these are ready so that I basically just have to have a side of veggies. Perfect. Now I'm gonna put this away. Okay. And this. I think for dinner, I don't know, I've got like leftover red onion, I've got tomato paste or tomato sauce. I don't want to do pasta, but I might just make like kind of a tomato whatever. A tomato whatever. This needs to cool off. It's nice because this room has the air conditioning, so things cool off really nicely. How did I find? I think it was my ex who might have seen an ad, if I'm not mistaken, maybe on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I'm not sure. And we didn't start out in this apartment. We started in another unit in the building, and then we ended up moving actually a couple times. And then we broke up, and I stayed here. But I'm always looking at Facebook Marketplace. There's View It, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, Craigslist. Kind of have to just be on it. And honestly, I look just to see what's out there. Just, you know, see like how much things are costing. And just see if like I save sometimes. See like what I would like ideally. Like wanting a balcony, wanting like it to be a certain, like 2-bed, 2-bath, a certain location. And obviously I look for the kitchen. I don't want to do one of those like crappy galley kitchen situations. That is like one of the main, I want a decent kitchen. But again, like this is going to involve, Nico and I both getting better jobs. So who knows if and when that would happen. So. Actually gonna heat a little bit of water up to like dislodge a little bit of this ground beef, that brown on the bottom. Okay. You're not ready. Why are you yelling at me? Oh my gosh. It comes and says like, shake it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to flip it. Okay. I'm actually, okay. Good. Kitchen has been reset moderately. And so I think, actually, one last thing. Oh no, wait. I gotta charge. Hold on. I gotta charge you guys. Forgot about that. So when I cleaned my kitchen, I took everything out, including the charger that I use. And it's telling me, baby girl, we're running out of juice. So I gotta, oh gosh, where's the extension cord? Oh no, actually I don't think there is one. I gotta move my fridge to get, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. I have so few outlets in this kitchen, and okay. There we go. Plug you in. Whoa, what is this muscle? Do you see this? What is that? I swear I keep discovering, and I kind of want like a jewelry, like a cuff that goes around my arm, but I keep discovering new muscles. Like, this is a thing when you don't know exactly what it is that you're doing at the gym, and like you go regularly, and then one day you wake up and you're like, I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I like, this is my hairband, but like, how cute. That's nice. I like that. All right, we are flipping the chicken. Yes, that was good. All right. One, because again, it was preheated, so it was hotter, and so the 6 minute was sufficient. Okay. Another 6 minutes. Boom. Okay. But yeah, I keep discovering that the exercises I'm doing are like building the muscles that I don't like. But that's what's nice. It's a good problem to have, that I'm like, okay, I'll stop working this one out, I'll work this one out, and then you kind of tweak it, because like workout programs are also very personal, because everyone's body is different. Everyone has different abilities and like flexibilities and weaknesses and things like that. So it's very much like figuring out not only the things that are gonna grow or like strengthen the parts that you want to strengthen, it's also about building a kind of a gym program that you're willing to do and do consistently. All right. Good as new. There we go. Okay. So now my favorite part, where I print the recipe. So I'm pretty sure. There we go, visit. I want to jump to recipe, and I want to print recipe, and I want to do small. I do not want images, and I want to print. Oh, wait a second. I don't want US, I want metric. Oh, yes, you see it's giving me grams, yes. Right? I want page. More settings, page, wait. Pages, even. No, I want to do all, and then I want to do pages 2 and 3, I think. Yeah. And I don't, okay, print, there we go. Okay. Because we can start, as the chicken keeps cooking, and these are screws from my stovetop. So I'm gonna put them in a little, I'm gonna put them in here for now. Put them up here. Okay. This is what I wanna do now. Screw this garlic, I'm bored. I don't wanna meal prep anymore. I wanna have fun. I wanna do fun things. Okay. So we are making peach crumble bars because I got a bunch of Ontario peaches. I think this was $6.99. Open them up, and honestly, I'm gonna be peached out. I'm gonna be so peached out. So I feel like I'm gonna have to do like peach things every day. I'm making a peach crumble bars. Okay. Ew. They needed unsalted butter at room temperature. Now I goofed on that because, again, room temperature. It's okay, we can microwave it a little bit. Okay, this is perfect. And I'm going to, this is also why one day I don't know if Tian is here, but I definitely want to buy her iPad one day, because how useful would it be to not have to print recipes and have you guys a little bit larger on the screen, so I'm sure you can do like split screen on it, so I can have the recipe on one side and then, alrighty, okay. So step 1, we are preheating the oven, and as we know, my oven runs hotter, so we're gonna do a 25-degree less, and we're gonna put it to bake. Okay, perfect. We know this about my oven. She likes to work overtime. I don't eat a lot of eggs anymore. So I would say I just buy a carton of 12. Yes, I just buy a carton of 12. I want to make a little decaf coffee, actually. If we're gonna do this, I used to eat a lot more eggs. I would say, like, if I'm working from home, eggs would be my lunch. And I that's the thing. I also add, instead of having a third egg, I have 100 grams of egg whites. So, all right, let's read here. This is preheat oven and line an 8-by-inch square pan with parchment paper on all sides. Set aside. First, make the filling, pit the peaches and slice them into 1/4-inch thick slices. Place a heavy bottom saucepan over medium heat, so that's why I saved the cast iron for this. Brown sugar, flour, and cinnamon if you're using. Stir with a rubber spatula and cook for 10 minutes or until the peaches have fully broken down and formed a thick jam. Add the uncooked peaches and stir to combine and set aside. Okay. My chicken, interrupted. Welcome to Chaos Kitchen. Let me just put the next batch of chicken and I'll be right back. Ooh, it cooked really nicely. Smells delicious in here. It's about to smell even more delicious. But yes, I will be bringing, goal is to bring all of these. I wanted something that was easy to not only transport, but to share in the office. Sure, a cake is great, but then you have to get plates and forks and all these different things. And I would say most of my colleagues eat like lunch at the office. Like they don't bring their own lunches. Which the thing is that like even if financially I could buy my lunch, it's so hard to find lunches that meet all of my like food. Like I want to get a lot of protein for not a lot of calories. So that's very hard to do with restaurants and pizza and things like that. So it's good for my body and my budget. So bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna do this. 16 fan. We're gonna do 15. Okay. The chicken's gonna cool down here. Okay. Alrighty. So continue. You know what? Hold on. I have to pee. I have to pee. Wait. I have to remember to mute you guys because I have this mic and I'm not gonna bring you to the bathroom with me. Those are some big peaches. Juicy. Yuck. Anyway, okay, I'm muting you and I'm gonna go pee. Thank you. Okay, so I do now have 8x8 pans and I've got these cake strips. And again, I always like to double pan and I will put butter on the bottom and parchment paper. So there we go. And some butter. So yeah, these are our Ontario peaches. Pea break. Yes. I've been needing to pee for a while and I'm like, I always like make a point to like remember to mute it because what if I fart? Like, you know? And I think that's why like Ken doesn't he doesn't drink anything on live streams. Like I've offered him water repeatedly, especially like on the ice cream one and the pizza one. But I guess he doesn't want to have to go to the bathroom because like how but is he gonna bring the gimbal? And no, it doesn't make any sense. So and then my little trick is like I cut the corner and then I shape it. There we go. Here we go. All right. Garbage. I thought about that. I thought about having some guests. I mean, he has me as a guest on his channel, so. Alrighty, this is done. So. One, two, and I'm debating if I want to put cinnamon in them. I don't think I do. Like, I don't want it to be super apple pie. I really want it to be peachy, you know? Okay. I'm going to use these 4. Well, I happen to be one of those people who walk around and release a toot here and there, you know? Honestly, when I go on my walks at night and I'm like looking around, she caught a fart on live stream? How beautiful. What a lucky moment. That's amazing. But I just like look around because often like I'll walk in quiet residential streets and I'm like looking around and checking and making sure. And every time there's like someone walking their dog that I didn't notice, or like maybe a coyote or something, and I'm like, well, that's what these walks are for. So if anything, you are ruining my privacy. So. Okay. I'm just gonna just cut around the pit and then eat. I am making peach crumble bars. Yeah, these are not the most juiciest, delicious peaches, unfortunately. But they came in a box, so like I couldn't exactly touch them, but that's okay. I thought about getting some peaches at the farmer's market the other day, but again, like, you gotta time everything right, and I was like, I don't know. Weeknights are tough. I guess with all of this prep that I'm doing today, I'll have some more time to like do things, but they're also quite expensive. But I did have like a life-changing raspberry. One of my colleagues, she bought some raspberries and she gave me one, and it's the most amazing raspberry I think I've ever eaten. So I've actually made a recipe from this person before. I think she wrote the banana upside down cake, so I trust her with my whole being. Yeah, Broma Bakery, and it's called Brown Sugar Peach Crumb Bars. What's awesome is that you can use like the mixture for the actual bars and the crumb on the top is the same. You just kind of split it. So I was like, well, that's nice and simple. And honestly, they're very aesthetically pleasing. I love, peaches are so beautiful. And they're kind of orangey yellow color. Nope, that's my chicken. And I was just thinking actually like when they're done, they might actually be a little bit difficult to cut because of the peach bits. No, the chicken is not ready to flip. Okay. But yeah, no, they're not the juiciest, unfortunately. How confident? Honestly, crumble bars like are generally not too hard to recreate, and that's partly why I chose that recipe also. I guess we're gonna find out. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get a good picture of them because it's gonna be dark. Hello, Vasily. Vasily was supposed to bring me some peaches from Niagara, but we had to get some. Actually, these are peaches from Niagara, but he could have hand-picked them and made sure that they were the juiciest. Okay, 4 peaches. I want to prep everything first. So we've got stuff for the filling. I'll put in this bowl here. Okay. Then it calls for it. So let me see here if I have. Yes, I do have brown sugar. If you go see on my Instagram, I do have pictures of some of my food, and part of what I like is like the food styling. But again, I need like specific lighting. It has to be noon, it has to be sunny, and right now my air conditioning unit is one of the like the main windows that I use for lighting in my dining room, so not ideal, but it is what it is. Do not have a studio. Okay, well, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be, it's fine. So measuring out 67 grams of brown sugar. There we go. Do I need it for, oh, for the crumb bars I will need some more. Okay, this is just for this. Okay, next. I'm gonna need this. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna need from this. And now I want to pre-measure the butter and like get it to soften a little bit. No, I'm gonna do it in this. So what did we say? We said we needed 170 grams. Okay. It's literally most of this here. 4 grams. Ah! Okay, that's enough. And this, I'll just wrap it up. I'm gonna put it in the microwave for like, I don't know, 15 seconds. Oh, what's going on with the chicken? Gotta flip it. Ooh, this chicken looks even better. Another 15 seconds. Okay. Butter is doing its thing. I'm gonna need my cast iron skillet. Okay, so put the peaches and slice them into a 1/4 inch thick slices. Place a heavy bottom saucepan over medium heat and combine. So medium, we're gonna do medium. Brown sugar, flour, stir with a rubber spatula and cook for 10 minutes or until the peaches have fully broken down. 2/3, so not all of the peaches, because they want some of the raw peaches, which to be honest, I'm gonna put, okay, because the peaches are so crappy, I'm gonna put all of them. Because if I put like, well, actually, no, because this is gonna go into the oven. Sorry, psych. So that's okay. I won't put too many, but like maybe this many. Okay. This, and then I do brown sugar. And then it says 1 tablespoon of flour. I guess it's to kind of thicken the juices. Boom. Gorgeous. What's happening? Are you copying the recipe, Captain Thrall? I do not have that book, Carl. No, I think he's copying the. That's what the recipe said to do, but because these peaches are caca, I was thinking, no, I don't want some of them to be uncooked, but they're gonna be cooked in the oven, so we're okay. Some will just be like extra jammy, and then the other ones are gonna be less. I was just thinking because, yeah, these are not juicy at all. I love how I managed to pick the worst peaches during peach season. All right, this is reasonably softened. Okay, for the crumb bars, we've got the butter. We're gonna need 100 grams of the brown sugar. Hello, bestest times reborn. Oh, the handstands, I practiced them this morning. They're getting better. I feel like my kitchen right now sounds like a McDonald's. You know how there's like a million things beeping? There's a McDonald's that's being built in Bloor West Village. We had one, and I think it closed in April of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's a different location now that's opening, which I'm happy. I like McDonald's. Okay, so that's okay. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 208 grams of all-purpose flour. Okay. These measurements are hilarious because they're like converted, I guess, from just cups. And do it in here. Ooh. Ah. You know how Homer Simpson does that sound? Ah! That's me right now. Okay. Turn this down a little bit because she's sizzling and I feel like I don't want that to be happening. I feel like this is quite a lot of peaches for such a small pan. So, I'm very curious here. Is that my chicken? Okay, my chicken's ready. And I have to take it out because otherwise it's going to stay in the air fryer and I'll forget about it. But this second batch is much better. Nice color on it. So now actually, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Am I gonna do that now? I don't know, maybe. I have like a couple seconds. Okay, this is the flour. I'm just gonna measure my chicken here with the nice batch. I want 150 grams each, so I could put this away and be done with it, you know? This is my lunch meal prep. 7, 50, 72, 70, 120. See, that's when these little bits come in handy because I can really get it. I can nail the 150 without cutting. Okay. There we go. 157, close enough. We love it. One is done. Number 2. I'm actually going to use mostly this one and use just the bits and bobs. So if you guys missed the early part of the stream, I was meal prepping rice, sweet potato, chicken, ground beef, all the goodies for the week. $154. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put these away. I am really emptying my Tupperware drawer here. There's the lid for this one. This. And then where's the lid for this one? There. There we go. There you have it. Okay. Boom. Combine all the chicken into one. We love it. This still has to cool off a little bit. I completely forgot I boiled some water to make some decaf coffee. Oh my goodness. You see? You see how I forget? Actually, I'm going to make it in this. My favorite little crappy decaf coffee that I discovered was on sale the first time I got it. It's this one. I just find it has like a really nice mild flavor without having to add any milk. I can drink it black. There we go. Alrighty. We're in business. Okay. Yay! Okay. Vanilla, flour, salt, baking powder. Okay, I don't have to measure everything else. Ooh, they getting nice and jammy. And I decided against the cinnamon because I don't want it to be like apple pie-esque. Like I don't want that, so. And I love how I took out eggs thinking that I would need room temperature eggs. And this recipe does not have any eggs. Would you look at that? Should I mean, I can't really show you a handstand right now. See, you see if I had a bigger kitchen with like a wall, I could do handstands while I cooked. You see? I technically could if I like closed this with the little door that I have. I could do it in the corner, but the whole wall, it's lath and plaster, so like it's just gonna come apart. It's gonna be a disaster. Alrighty. This goes in here, this goes in here, this goes in here. The garlic I will deal with at another time. For now, like this. I'm gonna put everything in here. Soaky, soaky, soaky. Bada bing, bada boom. Gonna go in the little garbage. This can go soak as well. This I'm gonna need for baking. It can go in here. This can go here. This can go here. This, I gotta refill with water. Okay. So it says to use a stand mixer, but I kind of don't. I don't want to do that. What if I don't have a stand mixer? I mean, I do. You guys know I have a stand mixer, but like, what if I don't want to do that? You know what? I will do that. Sorry. I'm like, I don't want to start mixing the butter and the flour. Sorry. No. This I will move over here in the chicken area. Okay. So your girl Stella's over here now. Oh, baby girl, come here. Oh. This is what I lift for, so I can safely take baby girl down from her storage. I'm gonna have to borrow the power bar, so like don't yell at me. You guys are, I don't know what the percentage is. My aunt got it with her Aeroplan or Air Miles for me. So that's how I got it. All right. This Z-Paddle attachment. Like this. Okay, so this is doing its thing. I think I'm just gonna turn off the heat and let it kind of just rest in the pan. I think it's been 10 minutes for sure. It says until it gets broken down and formed a thick jam. No, okay, well that hasn't happened, so never mind. Okay, but that's okay. We can keep cooking them here. Next, bake the crumb dough in a stand mixer, fit with the paddle attachment. Combine the softened butter, brown sugar, vanilla. Okay, so softened butter. Hello, I need another spatula. Do I have one? No, I do not. Did I clean one? Oh, I did clean one earlier. It's here. Okay. Gorgeous. Softened butter. Okay. I said sugar. Sugar, vanilla, flour. I like things to be like salty. I really like kind of salty. There we go. Salty cookies, salty, like it just brings out the chocolatey, balances out the sweetness. I was thinking of put a little bit of lemon or zest in the crumb. Baking powder. How much baking powder do we need? Half a teaspoon. Okay. Beautiful. Low speed until it starts to clump together. Alrighty. Off you go, baby girl. You do your thing. So low speed until it starts to clump together. And form a thick dough about 3 minutes. Scraping down the sides of the bowl as needed. It will seem crumbly at first and like it won't come together, but it will. Okay, I'll trust you, girl. But yeah, Captain there. If you go to my Instagram, you can see the other recipe that I made by Broma Bakery to see the upside down banana. I think it was the upside down banana cake that was from this same website. Captain, I pre-measured everything. I don't know if you missed that, but I weighed everything down to the exact gram. We do not mess around in baking. Gotta pay attention. You blink and you miss something, you know? Come on. All right, it has become a dough. Wow. Press about 2/3 of the mixture to the prepared pan. Okay, we're already here. This is pretty much, I think this is good. And as it says, I will add the remainder right now and just set it aside. Woo! One decided to escape. Okay. Yeah, it really did make a dough. Holy. But honestly, it's not like, I don't see how this would be crumbly, so I might have to make a separate crumble on the side. See, like, how would I crumble this? I guess I could, but no. Maybe I overmixed it. Try it. I want to test it. It smells so good. Wow. You can't go wrong with sugar, butter, flour, vanilla. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can add some flour and it'll kind of like crumblify. Ooh, it says use the bottom of a measuring. I can actually just use. Do I have something that's really flat? Yes, I have my East Fork mugs. So because it didn't, yeah, I don't see how this would become crumbly. So I guess I'll just add it to this and make my own crumble. I'll make the same crumble that I used to make my apple pie. So that's what we're doing. No, I didn't weigh the vanilla, but on this channel we measure vanilla with our heart. That's the one thing. But yeah, if you rewind, you will see me measuring down to the gram. And the link on my YouTube channel, my profile, you should be able to, it's called Cookies and Chaos Kitchen. But yes, vanilla. And so far it has never betrayed me. I guess maybe you're new here because I literally have a video where I call this the most unprofessional food channel on the internet. So alrighty. Alrighty. This. Okay, so as I mentioned, it's very doughy. And it called for, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That was fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug this. She's gonna go back in her storage spot. And I'm going to make the crumble separately. She goes up here. Whew. So it's good because I need cold butter, which I have. Cold butter, brown sugar. Now, the crumble I will wing. So I don't have a recipe in front of me. But it's flour, sugar, and butter. And you basically get it to the correct consistency. Got cold butter. Alrighty. Basically crumble it like this with your hands. Actually, I was thinking about, wait, you guys, I have to plug you in. There we go. Hello, Louise. Okay. So, I'm just making the crumble because, I don't see how this dough would have become, like the butter was softened. It wasn't like fully melted. That's okay because we can deal. Actually, I was talking to my friend this morning and he was talking about how, so him and his girlfriend are long distance. And he was talking about how sometimes they do things to stay kind of grounded together, and they one of the things that they do is they make recipes, or they share recipes that are either meaningful or to like, I don't know if they do it like together on camera or whatever. I guess not, because he said that she had shared a chocolate chip oatmeal cookie recipe that I think her mother used to make, and her mother passed like, I guess recently. Okay, perfect. It's getting crumbly. And he was describing to me how he attempted to make these, because he showed me them, and I was very confused because I was like, well, were they double chocolate? Because they looked like very, like the whole thing looked chocolate. He's like, well, you see, I was supposed to get chocolate chips, and then I read on the, and then I ended up getting like chocolate, like, you know, the ones that you use for specifically for like melting and baking. And he's like, yeah, and I saw like on the packaging that it said that I should keep it between like 22 and 26 degrees, and he's in Taiwan. So he's like, and my, you know, my apartment's like usually at like around, you know, it's very hot here. So he's like, I figured if I left it out, it would be closer to 26 than 22 and it would be fine. And so literally he ended up like trying to cut up chocolate bits that melted into the mixture. And then the whole thing, like, what he was describing, I was like, oh my God. And he's like, maybe you can make them. And so he just has to get his like girlfriend's permission, because he was like, you know, this is a recipe that is special to her. And I was like, oh my gosh, of course. That I would love to honor it, unlike he did. Alrighty, so, well, there we go. So what I want to do though is I want to place the peaches like pretty, right? So I'm gonna get these special little, oh my goodness, where are they? Oh no, I think they're up here. Are they? Or maybe not. Let me just try to find them. It's something that Nico had bought me. Okay, here they are. Normally for like pasta, but I can use them to like be more precise. So, because I want to place them, I want them to be pretty, right? Okay, yes. I'm trying to find a small piece to put in the corner. There we go. But then it's going to be covered in crumble, so maybe as neat as I can. There we go. Okay, we're just stacking them like this. So this is the peaceful part, where I'm just like focused and peacefully placing them. I guess you can't really see. Look. You see? I do have some corn actually. There, it's my fridge. Nico just texted me that he's on his way home. I'm going to bring you a little closer so you can see. There we go. Woo! Okay, now I've got to scatter like the... I want to put the ones that I didn't put in the pan, put them on top. Runaway peach. I'm going to bring them to the office. To me, I think this is enough. Now we do the crumble. So this is the crumble that I made. Alrighty. Now, one more thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put an additional pan underneath because my bottom element is very hot. And then I'm also going to put my cake strip around it. In the oven, I think it said 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, it looks exactly like apple pie crumble. But the paper fell. It's behind here. There we go. So 35 to 40 minutes. As we know, my oven likes to work overtime, so I will do 30 minutes to start. I don't want anything to burn. What are we doing? I want a new timer, quick timer. I'm gonna do, whoa, 30 minutes. Okay. All right. And I think what I'm going to do with these I'm going to make some overnight oats, actually. Some peach overnight oats. Yes. All right. So I will make some because I have oats here. So for overnight oats, whoop. I think I might do 2 of these packets. Oh, no, I won't because that was the last one. Okay, no problem. So this, now I want to put, are they in here or, no, they're not. Put this over here. Ooh, delightful. My chicken is cooled down. So you guys missed it. I meal prepped some chicken earlier and now it's cooled down so I can put it away. Delightful. I'm looking for chia seeds, which I believe, yes. Oh, perfect. I've got some walnuts too. So this is, I think it's 30 grams of oats. I don't even measure, I'm just gonna do this. It's for Nico. I left my wallet at his, so I have to go, and so I shall drop off some food for him. Walnut. That. Do I want to put cinnamon? Sure, why not? Go. I try to mix all of the powder first before I start adding the liquids. And I like to mix with a knife because I can get down into the corners here. So we want to make it high protein, high fiber. I put the chia seeds in there. Then I'm going to use my protein milk and my fat-free Greek yogurt. But I feel like these but about like half a cup to like a third of a cup of fat-free Greek yogurt. Then this, actually more, mix it all up. Actually, I'm gonna add vanilla. And then mix it. I might actually add some more liquid because those chia seeds are really going to suck up all of the... I don't think there's any difference, Chowdhury. Hi, Tiana. Yes, so I can already see the chia seeds are getting... There we go. All right. And then on the top, I'll put the peaches. Perfect amount. It's just enough to fill the rest. There we go. A nice peaches and cream overnight oat. And that way, nothing goes to waste. Nice little mason jar. There we go. Can't really see it. Okay. Goes back in here. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hungry. All of that was a lot of work. Holy. You want some? So do I. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to bring it to Nico or I'm just going to eat it myself. Holy, that was a lot. Okay. Now we have time to do another kitchen reset. Just actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay. No. Hello? There we go. Why did I turn this off? Okay. Woof. Wow. Okay. Well, we made a feast. And I still have peaches left. So maybe I will have to make other peach desserts. Oh my goodness. This week I gotta think of something. All right. Kitchen reset, because of course my favorite part is coming up, which is the taste test. And so I want to make sure my kitchen is all ready for tasting a delicious peach crumble bar. Yes, I guess actually maybe later I'll drop by Nico's to go get my wallet. I'll get like my walk-in and drop off the peaches and cream overnight oats for him. Actually, the red lentil curry leftovers, he's having that this week for lunch. But yeah, I really wanted to find something that like wasn't just like a cookie, and that was easily shareable. I think the difficulty is going to be cutting them neatly. I guess I can refrigerate before I slice them. I don't know if I don't really know. Yeah, I think maybe I have to like freeze them and then cut them and then let's figure it out. What I like about sugary and like buttery things is that they're very easy to clean because you just run really hot water over them and either the butter melts or the sugar melts too, and so they're really easy to clean. The things that are the hardest to clean is whenever I make my focaccia, the actual dough, scraping it out of the container that I use, the jar. Because it's super sticky and all the gluten development has happened and it's just a mess. That's why I try to scrape as much as I can so that I don't have to wash it or like scrape as much and deal with as much of the dough left over as. All right, there we go. The paddle attachment. What is happening? You have a trick? What's the trick, Louise? Oh, ice cold water. No, Cynthia. You did not miss it. It's in the oven, so you're here for the most important part. Just me devouring it. We've got 17 minutes to go. I'll remember that, Louise. That's a really great trick. I'll put the link to the recipe. It's by Broma Bakery, and I'm pretty sure it's the same author as the banana upside down, caramelized banana upside down cake that I made. That was honestly like one of the best things I've ever made. Unfortunately, that kind of cake, like it's best when it's fresh. So that's the kind of thing that I would make for like a dinner, but it's not something that I would make to bring. Even like I gave some of it to my neighbor and like it just doesn't look as good when it's not, because the sugar kind of hardens and it just looks weird. So I told her, I said, I beg you, you need to like heat it up before you eat it because otherwise it's nasty. So like as soon as you have to start like controlling the serving, it's like, it's got to be done at the party. Okay. There we go. Kitchen reset. Kitchen reset. Boom. This can go in here. Oh, sorry. This doesn't go here. I am so hungry. I might snack on a little bit of, no, I won't. Okay, while it's baking, let's have dinner. Let's have dinner. Okay, like I said, I have some rice left that I need to eat. I have ground beef left. Okay, that I need to eat. I've got red onion that's just doing its thing. I have some of this, so like, maybe I don't know. I don't know, you guys. And I do have. Okay, let's see. This as well. Oh, what's in here? That's my yogurt. Okay. I'm gonna make like a. Oh no, I still have this. Okay, hold on. Is the garbage. I'm gonna make some kind of like ground beef, I don't know, something. Just because I want to use it up. I'm gonna start by cooking cooking the onion a little bit. I don't know what this is. It's something. Kind of like a taco bowl, I guess. Yeah, let's make it a taco bowl. Kinda. What can I put on top? Do I have any like black beans? No, your girl is low on the bean situation. We'll use just a little bit of olive oil. I'm basically making like a burrito filling, but like without the burrito. Let me think. What do I have? I don't want pasta. Think. There we go. That's the thing. I also have corn, so I could put corn in it. Like, I don't really want to do that. I'll have corn on the side. I'll just like steam in the microwave. How's that? So for this, I just wrap some paper towel around it, and I shove it in the microwave for like 5 minutes. There we go. So welcome to tonight's very random dinner. I don't have any peppers. That's the thing, if I had other beans, I could make kind of a chili, right? I do not. Okay, I'm making chili because I have extra. Oh my god, you guys! Okay, because I made extra ground beef. No, I didn't. It's already in a meal. No. I can add. It's not fully frozen. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna add some. There we go. Making kind of a chili. Beanless chili on top of rice. Oh my gosh. Garlic and onion powder. And then I'll put the chili powder that I don't like, but I'll just deal with it. Add the other ground beef. Okay, this makes sense. This is now like a chili that I put on rice. I'm still gonna have some of this left over. I'm gonna add oregano. I have no idea. A little bit of salt. Okay, yeah, that's yummy. I don't know. This is like random dinner goal. My trick for reviving rice, and now I've got the corn in the microwave, so I actually can't. Should I just throw the rice in? I don't know. Small can of tomato paste. Yes. I might honestly, well, I'll just wait so I can put it on top of the rice. It's too bad that I don't have any beans. I normally always have like a can, and I just don't right now. And again, today at the grocery store, because my bag was already so heavy, I didn't want to carry anything more. So it is what it is. Ooh. What else do I have that I can like? I top it with. Ooh. I'm just looking through my fridge here. Got this. I've got that. Got some green onion that I can top it with. All right, the corn is done. And to revive my rice, I just add a little bit of water so it like re-steams it before I put it in the microwave. All right. Reset, 1 minute. There we go. Let's see this bad boy. Does it need more? I might need like, no, it's ready. Okay. Whew. Ah. Rando dinner. I don't have any cheese. Yeah, I very much have like quite a bare bones fridge here. I thought like I have a little like Laffy Cow cheese, and I was thinking of like putting it on top or something, but I was like, nah. This is my favorite popcorn. This one, I go crazy over it. It's so good. Perfection. It tastes so close to like movie theater popcorn for some reason. Without all the butter, it's just the purple kernel gives it that nice flavor. Why companies create automation robots? What do you mean? Okay. This is like way too much too. So fill up dinner. A rando bowl. There we go. A bowl of whatever I had. A bowl of I don't want to waste food. Let's taste it. Very hot. Okay, that's decent. Again, this particular chili I don't like, so that's like the main flavor in here. Some green onions on top. There you have it. Some like rando bowl. And this is the kind of thing that Nico would really enjoy. So, 2 minutes 41. Okay. I was looking for my oven mitts. Here they are. Yeah, I did. I just put it in the microwave. I wrapped it in a paper towel with water and just steamed it. This is gonna go on laundry. All right. So I don't have to cook for the rest of the week. It's very good. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna put any butter on it. I'm just gonna salt it. Oh my gosh. That's good. Yeah. Wow. Well, my rando dinner is okay. Not the best thing I've ever eaten, not the worst. But it's got protein, not a lot of fiber, but Chantal, I would like to put butter, but I'm not going to because butter is, I'm trying to have more visible abs, so trying to limit my fat intake. Surprisingly, like if you put just a little bit of salt, it is still quite good. Now I do have French butter in my freezer, so. Okay, 10 seconds. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I'm gonna put it in for another 5, and I'm gonna put it deeper. I want it a little bit more golden. Okay. Okay, this is good. I've never tried sweet potato chips. What brand are they, Ernie? Or Kearney? Mm-hmm. That feels good. It works. It's a dinner. Interesting. Whew. Staying hydrated. And then I'll drop off that peaches and cream overnight oats at Nico's when I go pick up my wallet, and then I guess I'll like basically be getting ready for bed. Unless I can pick it up tomorrow on the way to work. Yeah, I might do that. Mm-hmm. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Need to have floss when you eat corn on the cob. It drives me crazy. I'm actually gonna put my peaches in a fruit bowl. Yay! Be nice for a picture. Fruit bowl. Okay. Just gotta check on it. Yeah, I think we're done. It's nice and golden. Look at that. Amazing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from its like million pans. Well, not the actual, hold on a second. Put this here. I just want it to be able to cool. Properly, because right now it's in like 2 pans stacked. So give me 1 second. There we go. Oof. All right, timer done. I know. All right, you guys, come see this. Oh no, my gimbal. Hold on. You see it? The gimbal is tired. Ooh, yeah. Let me see if I can actually, instead of plugging in my phone, I plug in the gimbal. Smart. There we go. Now it's alive. So, look at her. This is for my thumbnail, I guess. Work. She's gorgeous. So once again, we're gonna do a kitchen reset. The last kitchen reset. I'm gonna put her over here just to cool while we wait for her to cool enough for me to do a taste test. So it's here, okay. She goes over here. I just store everything in the bowl, in the back. There we go. On top of the fridge. Okay. This can go back where they go. I do. I mean, I go to bed pretty early too. And then typically, like, if I do have an evening snack, it'll be something high protein. Like I'll have a little yogurt bowl with some protein powder, and a lot of the time, like now this is too much. Like I'm full. So I might even like finish it later or not at all. Spoons. I have my 1 teaspoon and 1 tablespoon that are easily accessible because they're the ones that I use most of the time. And the other thing, where does this go? This goes over here. This is fine. This was like the spare one. It's a little bit hot. I will actually portion out my raspberries. I forgot about that because I bring 100 grams of raspberries. Ooh, I'm gonna use these ones first. Okay. And you know what? The packaging for raspberries have gotten, or just fruits in general, like it's so hard to tell where they're coming from. Like, it's like product of Mexico, but like packaged to the U.S. Like it's very, and they're obviously doing that on purpose to like fudge the info and make it more difficult for us to figure out, and I'm very annoyed about that. All right, that's one. Oh yes, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I bring cottage cheese, so I have cottage cheese an hour before I leave the office as like my afternoon snack, because otherwise I get home absolutely ravenous. And actually might be my last Tupperware, so that's hilarious. Guys, I've used every single Tupperware that I have. But Nico has a lot of mine, so. Okay. Burp, 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 burp. Burp, burp. Okay. I mean, I'll just add these last ones to the other ones. Burp, burp. Burp, burp. So yeah, now for my dinners, like when I get home, all I have to do is like steam veggies and just add them to whatever thing I'm having. Beautiful. Okay. Ah! Okay. This goes in here. Okay. Do we want to, I don't know what we want to do here. Do we want to try to take her out of the pan? Is that a wise thing to try? Too late, I did it. Okay, good. That was a good release. This is, parchment paper is delightful. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wish you could smell this. Look at her. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move this so that you can come in closer. This is important. Hold on. I'm having a little bit of a situation here with water coming out of, as expected, of course, water coming out of my dish rack. So I'm just gonna put a towel. Okay. You just have to like get up close and personal with this. Beautiful. Okay. Look at her. Okay. Put this dinner away. This box in the recycling. I like, it's a peach crumble bar. Okay. So, I feel like I need, I don't know, man. Should I feel like I would want to make like squares that are pretty small. Imagine if I had ice cream. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys are talking about that. I wish. Well, Diva, I would also have left it longer. However, I very much have absolutely no patience whatsoever. So here we are. Oh yeah, she's very hot. Okay. It's okay. I'll let the rest cool. But first, like we do want to do a taste test. Right? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Are you fine? Because I'm fine. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gimbal. Come on. There we go. Look at it. Oh my gosh. I feel like, hold on. I feel like this whole time, I feel like the lens has been dirty. Okay. Yeah, I will take a bite. Okay. And I'm so glad I have my coffee ready. Okay. Cheers. excited. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Okay, well, I mean, oh, and the salt. No, Louise, they're not. Yeah, because the bars, they're so simple. It's just vanilla in your face. It's not too heavy. The crumble on the top is just so delightful. The salt, I always put a little bit more salt than the recipe calls for because I like that. They're perfectly, like, look at that. Didn't brown too much. They're golden. This, no, Cynthia, there's nothing special in here. Just my love. How's that? Wow. Well, okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna let these cool. But I mean, I'm sad that it's done. No! Nothing special. Very delicious. So I'm going to be delivering one of these Nico along with the overnight oats that I made. I'm going to go pick up my wallet. I will see you guys in Ken's live stream a little bit later. What are you guys saying? Yes. I will see in Ken's live stream at 7 or 7:15. He's always early these days. Thank you so much for watching basically an entire afternoon of cooking everything and a nice baked treat. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.